Have you ever heard a story so strange, so bizarre, that it just has to be true? Well, get ready for one of the most baffling historical mysteries of all time, the legend of the Green Children of Woolpit. This isn't just some modern fable. It's a real event recorded by not one, but two separate chroniclers back in the 12th century. So, let's travel back in time to medieval England and uncover this incredible tale. The story begins in a small village called Woolpit in Suffolk. The name itself is a little ominous, coming from the Old English 4 wolf pits, which were deep holes dug to trap wolves. One day, sometime during the reign of King Stephen, local villagers were stunned to find 2 children wandering near one of these pits. But these weren't ordinary children. They were a brother and sister, and their skin was a distinct, unmistakable shade of green. Imagine the shock of those villagers. Not only was their skin green, but the children were dressed in strange, unfamiliar clothing and spoke a language no one could understand. They seemed distressed and hungry, but when offered food, they refused everything except for raw, broad beans, which they ate voraciously. A kind local knight, Sir Richard de Colin, decided to take them into his home. He tried to care for them, but communicating was impossible. Slowly, he introduced them to other foods. As their diet expanded beyond just beans and became more balanced, a remarkable transformation occurred. The green tint of their skin began to fade, eventually returning to a normal, healthy color. It seemed like the mystery of their appearance was tied directly to what they were eating. Tragically, the story takes a sad turn. The boy, who had always appeared weaker and more sickly than his sister, grew ill and passed away shortly after being baptized. His death left his sister as the sole keeper of their secret. The girl, however, thrived. Over time, she adapted to her new life, learned to speak English, and was even given the name Agnes. Once she could communicate, everyone was desperate to know the answer to the big question. Where on earth did she and her brother come from? Her answer was even stranger than her appearance. Agnes explained that they came from a place called St. Martin's Land. She described it as a subterranean world, a place that existed in a perpetual twilight, where the sun never shone brightly. According to her, everyone and everything in their homeland was green, just as they had been. She told a story of how she and her brother were herding their father's flock when they were drawn to the sound of bells. They followed the sound into a cave, wandering through the darkness for a long time. Suddenly, they emerged into blinding sunlight, a sensation completely foreign to them. Disoriented and scared, they were discovered by the villagers of Woolpit. She had no idea how to get back to her underground home. So what are we to make of this incredible account? For centuries, people have tried to explain the green children. Some theories are truly out of this world, suggesting they were aliens or beings from another dimension who accidentally stumbled into ours. Others believe they came from a hidden world deep beneath the Earth's surface. But what does modern science say? The most widely accepted explanation is actually a medical one. Historians and scientists now believe the children may have been suffering from a condition called chlorosis, a severe form of anemia caused by extreme malnutrition. This iron deficiency can give the skin a noticeable greenish tint. This theory fits the facts perfectly. It explains why their skin color returned to normal once they started eating a proper, nutrient-rich diet. So who were they? One popular theory suggests they were Flemish immigrants. During that period, there was a lot of persecution of Flemish people in England. It's plausible that the children's parents were killed, and the 2 orphans were left to wander, lost and starving, in the nearby Thetford forest. Frightened and alone, speaking only Flemish, they would have seemed completely alien to the English villagers. Their strange clothes could have simply been Flemish fashion. So, were they lost and malnourished orphans from a nearby community, their traumatic story twisted into a fantastical tale of an underground world? Or was Agnes telling the literal truth about a sunless land called St. Martin's? It's a puzzle that has captivated people for nearly 900 years. The story of the Green Children of Woolpit remains one of history's most enchanting and enduring riddles, perfectly balanced between plausible explanation and magical folklore. What do you think really happened? Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this dive into a historical mystery, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss another story. See you next time.